Hello, my friend. I hope you are happy. Today we are going to learn the story of a country together. With this story, you will notice that your English is also improving. Sit in a comfortable place and let's begin. I want you to think for a moment. Which country is the most powerful in the world today? Most people's answer to this question is America. America is today's superpower. So how was the most powerful country in the world founded? Who founded it? It was the 14th century. People in Europe wanted to discover new places. To discover means to go somewhere for the first time that no one has been before. The spices and gold in Asia attracted Europeans greatly. But Asia was very far away. The road was very dangerous. Some people started looking for a different route. Ships were built for this purpose. Christopher Columbus was an Italian sailor. He loved the sea very much. He loved ships very much. His biggest dream was to go on a long sea voyage. Columbus thought that by going west he could reach Asia. In that period, people said this was impossible, but Columbus believed completely. At that time there was a queen in Spain. Her name was Isabella. Isabella was curious about what would happen if someone sailed west by sea. For this reason she supported Columbus. She gave him 3 ships. She gave him some money. And so Columbus set sail. This was a great risk. Perhaps he would die on this voyage. It was the year 1492. Columbus and his group set out with 3 ships. Weeks passed. No land was visible. The men started to get scared. They wanted to turn back. But turning back was also a difficult decision. It would take weeks again to return to where they came from. But Columbus did not give up. He tried to motivate his crew. They continued on their way. 33 days later, they saw an island. Columbus came ashore. He thought it was Asia. But he was wrong. That place was not Asia. That place was a completely different continent. Today we call it America. Columbus was not actually the first person to discover America. There were already people living there. They had been living on those lands for thousands of years. But for Europeans, these lands were new. Columbus's voyage changed everything. We will tell you Columbus's interesting story in the future. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. The news reached Europe. All of Europe quickly heard about it. Spain, Portugal, England, France. Everyone showed interest in these new lands. Everyone wanted a piece. The Spanish went south first, to Mexico, to Peru. They destroyed the great civilizations there. They destroyed the Aztecs. They destroyed the Incas. They took large amounts of gold and silver. This was a very dark period. Some people were forced to die. But North America was different. There was no gold there. There were no big cities there. North America was a vast and empty piece of land. The English came to those lands. They thought about what they could do on these lands. It was the 1600s. Life in England was hard. Many people were poor. Some people could not practice their religion freely. People wanted to live freely. These people decided to go to America. In 1620, a ship called the Mayflower set out from England. There were 120 people inside. Women, men, children. They all hoped to live a good life. 2 months later, they reached North America. Living conditions were very hard. People were not used to the climate. The first winter was very difficult. Half of the people who came on the ship lost their lives. They died from illness and cold. But those who remained continued. An order was being established. Spring came. The native people helped them. They showed them how to farm. They taught them which plants could be eaten. Without this help, perhaps none of them could have survived. Over time, more English people came. Every ship that arrived made the English happy. The English population in the region was growing. Small towns were built along the coast. These towns grew. They turned into cities. These settlements were called colonies. A colony means a settlement that a country establishes in another place. Over time, the English established 13 colonies: Virginia, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, and others. Different people lived in each colony. These people were connected to England. England determined the rules. As time passed, things started to change. The people in the colonies were tired of England's rules. England was demanding too much tax from them. Tax means money paid to the government, but they had no say. They could not make decisions. They only paid taxes. This was unfair. People were angry. In 1776, a meeting was organized. All the colonies were at this meeting. They decided to separate from England. They declared their independence. Independence means the freedom to make your own decisions. The name of the new country became the United States of America. England did not stay silent about this situation. A war began between England and America. This war lasted for years. England was also fighting France in Europe. America won. That is the founding story of America. It started with a sailor's dream. It continued with a brave voyage. It passed through difficult winters, hunger, and war. But people did not give up. They wanted a new life. They wanted freedom. And in the end, they got it. The people who founded America built a new life on foreign soil. Everything was new and difficult. They knew nothing. Learning English sometimes feels like that too. Everything seems new. Some days are very hard. Some words just won't stay in your mind. This situation can make you frustrated. But the people on the Mayflower did not turn back, and you are not turning back either. Every story you listen to opens a new door. Every word you learn makes you stronger. America was not built in a day. English is not learned in a day either. But if you keep going, one day you will look back, and you will see how far you have come. Moving forward with discipline is the most important point of this journey. I am grateful that you listened to this story today. If you liked this story, please leave a like. If you want to hear more stories like this, please subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps us alive. If you have ideas for future stories, please leave a comment below. See you in the next story, my friends.